for the pin. Go for the pin wrestling review show. Mikey Q and King V.
Go for the pin.
Have a nice day every day, and
Go for the pin.
Go for the pin.
Weekly wrestling review show. Keep killing it.
Yes, y'all. Welcome to Go for the Pin, episode 67. We are live, pal. Mikey Q in the building, and I got my co-host here. My esteemed co-host.
Yeah, steamed. Just steamed. Sometimes. Let me stop. I'm King V, aka Alicia Fox McLeod, and we are here to talk about wrestling. Before we get to that, Mike.
Well, we have a very, very special guest in the building. I've been to a lot of his shows. If you guys have ever heard me talk about Battle Club Pro, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's responsible for this whole thing. So we're gonna bring on Joakim Morales of Battle Club Pro, the co-owner, I believe, right? He'll explain everything with that. But the co-owner of Battle Club Pro, Joakim, is in the building. Joe, what's going on?
Welcome.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Welcome. Appreciate you being on tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.
Of course, anytime. So, like I said before, I just want to say that thank you, because Battle Club Pro has been an amazing an amazing company, and I want to thank you for having the vision to start this whole thing. But we'll get into all of that with you. But how you feeling? You feeling okay?
Good, tired, long days, but I'm good.
Okay, all right. Well, so are you the co-owner or the principal owner, or how does that work?
Principal owner is the preferred term. Take on the majority of the booking, the promoting, financial responsibilities, and the team now. The ownership team is composed of myself, my partner Red, who was the first partner I ever had, Ray Red, and now Janelle Garcia from the Jobber Cheers podcast.
Okay, interesting that you mentioned Janelle. How did that situation happen? How did you meet her, and how did you get involved with the Jobber Cheers podcast?
So I've known Janelle going on 10 years now.
Nice.
And much like a lot of people know her and Jobber Tears, the viewing parties, the Facebook groups. We met a long time ago, and it was just like an instant friendship. It was really great. Okay. And the idea of her coming on as a co-owner for Battle Club was the undying support she gave and she continues to give the product as a whole. But for me, representation of minorities and women specifically has always been very prominent. And I'll never forget, it was a meeting we had a year and change ago. It was supposed to be, right before the pandemic. We had actually discussed it in my living room, like, I think you should jump on. I think it would be dope that a tri-state area, New York and New Jersey specifically, had a company that was co-run with a woman and a woman of color.
Yeah.
So it was a bomb we were looking to drop forever ago. And then, COVID happened and it got delayed. But I'm happy that we finally, was able to do it. We teased it. We asked the question at Jobber Slam, and then she with do the fight thing, she answered, and it was great. Yeah. And she's got a very interesting perspective when it comes to the business, and just the way she carries herself is just unique, and she's just always been. I've said it before, and then oddly enough, like, people kind of took offense to it, but she's definitely one of the most supportive people I've ever come across, just personally. And then everything in the business, it shows. Like, whatever I do, she's there, and it's just so rare to find somebody like that.
Definitely. I mean, all of the interactions I've had with her have been amazing. And a lot of people don't know, but when you guys did the show over in what was it in July? I think that was in Bed-Stuy, right? Where it was the
Yeah.
invite only. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Janelle was handling a lot of like the emails and just
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So to the sponsors and everything like
Yeah.
that. So I just want to say shout out to Janelle. Keep doing your
Yeah.
thing.
Of course.
Congratulations. And representation matters. So I am very happy for her and for the company. You have anything you want to add?
You really said it all. You said it all for me right now. It's like, okay, I'm just here right now. But um, going to the going to the state of representation. And you said how important it is. How do you find talent? Do they come to you? Do you search them? Um, Finding different kinds of talent of different races, different ethnicities, religions, sexual orientations. How do you get that talent? Or how do you bring that talent?
So I've got, and everyone knows him because everyone's watched his clips. The gift god, Hokai, you know, the guy you turn to Twitter to see all the cool wrestling moves. To have him literally at my side for the last few years has been incredible. His eye for talent is incredible. I work closely with Wrestlers Laboratory, and they've got a really good eye. Combine that with my own research, just going through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, uh, streaming services like Title Match,
Mm-hmm.
great resource to find new talent. And my favorite thing is word of mouth. If you've been on a Battle Club show, that means I trusted you enough, trusted your talent, trusted whatever it is that set you apart. And then you come and be like, hey, this person is dope. This person needs eyes. Then I was like, all right, I'm going to take a look. And then we go from there. That's been my experience. Obviously, there's talent that's like, known nationally in certain regions. Recently we brought up Mysterious Q because he's been killing it in
Yeah.
Texas. So like,
Yes.
Yeah.
so that's been my process, is listening to those talents that I trust, listening to Hokai, and watching with my own eyes, seeing those things, those things that I watched for, to see what sets them apart from everyone else. Because there's thousands of great wrestlers, but how many of them set themselves apart enough to be like, okay, I think they deserve a spot?
Yeah. It's a great question. So,
What
okay,
I'm sorry.
okay.
It's just a compliment. What I like about what you do in your work and everything that Battle Club represents is that you do what other companies think they're doing, and that's all shade. But you really make it a point to properly diversify your card and purposefully. And I've one thing once Mike, told me about you in Battle Club Pro, and I did, of course, I did my research. I watched, some shows, and I was just like, okay, so this this promotion is doing it right. This is what I would like to see in my wrestling personally. So I just applaud to you and your team for showing that wrestling is just not just and I appreciate that because that's
V, you
Yeah,
cut
I'm
out a
losing
little
it.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
you cut
little
out.
choppy there.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I appreciate everything that you and your team does. I really do.
Thank you. I like, um, the simple way to say it is, it's like, it's my blank canvas, and I'm going to. If you look at any great artist, and I'm not comparing myself to anybody, but if you look at any great artist, when they have a blank canvas, they're going to showcase what it is that touches them emotionally, physically, mentally, what it is they know, their culture, their experiences. And I hide no bones about it. I grew up in the hood. I spent my whole life outside playing ball with the homies, the OGs checking in on you,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing strong women of color everywhere, doing everything they can so that their kids and their siblings and their parents are doing well with what they have. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit there and put people of color, people in the LGBT community, people who don't get the eyes they deserve because of the circumstances they have. That's the kind of painting I'm going to put. Those are the colors that I'm going to throw on the canvas. And I've said it a lot to people who have like reached out and spoken to me, like, you'll show me your card, and I'll look at the card and be like, yo, there's a problem. They're like, what? There's not enough seasoning in it. Who
Yeah.
wants to eat a stale plate of food? Who wants to eat a bland, dinner? You got to mix it up. You got to spice it up because there's just so many incredible people out there that can add value to a show. You don't need, and again, this is not a shot to any promotions or anything, but the days of 10 matches and 9 of the 10 matches being blonde hair white boys as the face and the heel, and then one token women's match is like, that's over because that's not real life. That's not what it is. That's not real life.
Definitely. Well, a lot of us grew up only seeing that on television. So, and speaking of growing up, let's get to know you a little bit better, right? So, what's some of your earliest memories of wrestling? What got you into professional wrestling?
Man, earliest wrestling memory is Macho Man, Tito Santana, Boston Garden, I believe. It's been so long since I've seen the match, but that's my earliest wrestling memory. And then, Saturdays early on Fox, WWE had a product, and as you got older, you had the midnight product for WCW on TBS, and then you had the ECW product at like 2, 3 in the morning, really late night on Saturdays and Sundays. So like those are my, like, that's what did it. That's what did it was, the pageantry, the gimmicks, the over the top, like, showmanship, the music, and just a different overall, form of entertainment. Like, we all know sports, it's very formulaic. Here are the rules, you really can't break the rules because you're penalized when you break the rules. That's not really the case in wrestling. In wrestling, you can kind of break the rules and get away with it. So there's the sense of athleticism. There's a sense of, what's actually going to happen, the unpredictability. All that stuff just kind of hooked me, man. It really did.
Great. Awesome. You want to follow up on it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, just a follow up question. Yeah. So, we know about your early beginnings with wrestling. Who can you say is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Oh, I never hide it, and it's great because he's back. But my all-time favorite wrestler is CM Punk.
Nice.
I'll never forget it. I was in my mom's apartment, early 2000s. Happened to scroll by a product called TNA, and Punk's in the ring, tagging with Rio De Janeiro, and that was it. It was just like, that's the guy, and I've always believed in him. Just always, that's the fucking dude. And then when the things started popping up, ROH and him, he was going to be part of the ECW brand. And all my close friends would tell you, like, the moment he showed up on WWE TV, I was like, that's the guy that should break Taker's streak. And they all freaking laughed at me like, no way. And then when he had that match, I was like, oh my God, please let them pull the trigger. They didn't, but I was really excited for that. So yeah, he's my all-time favorite. I don't think he's the greatest of all time. I can differentiate the two. I was actually talking to someone earlier about this. I might get heat. People might disagree with me, but I think AJ Styles is the greatest wrestler ever.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not a bad choice.
AJ,
I was scared.
AJ goes everywhere and becomes the top guy wherever he is. And you talk about somebody that can make chicken salad out of chicken. You know what?
Shit.
And I know a lot of people's default is like Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart, but I think if AJ had the WWE machine behind him his whole career, like those two guys did, I think it wouldn't be such a controversial pick. Yeah. But I see AJ Styles, and that dude can do everything, regardless of his stature, regardless of who his opponent is, regardless of whatever limitations they put on him, whatever the promotion is. I think AJ Styles is the greatest wrestler of all time.
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah,
AJ's up
I
there for
can't
me as
disagree
well.
with you. And just one more question, and
Yeah.
you can go ahead, Mike. So we did your favorite wrestler of all time, greatest of all time. Who would you say is the person to watch? Who
right
is
now,
yes, right now, up and coming? They could be in any promotion, doesn't
this
matter,
is
male, female, doesn't
this,
matter.
this is easy, and I might get what's the term? I might be called biased for it, but Anthony Bowens.
Anthony Bones, okay. Of the
Anthony
Acclaim.
Bowens, AEW,
Yeah.
first Battle Club franchise champion. You talk about a dude with a great physique, with a great message behind what it is he's doing, and the ability to do a lot. And I know because it's on TV, he doesn't
Hmm.
really get an opportunity to do it. But if you ever see his indie stuff, Bowens is one of the best shit talkers in the middle of a match, and you
Nice.
just don't really get that. Like if you take a step back and you really think about it, Kevin Owens does that, and that's
Hmm.
kind of where it ends.
Yeah.
So Bowens has that capability in him. If that's what if you're talking mainstream wrestling, I fully expect him to break out as a single star in the upcoming years. Man, hopefully next year. If you're talking independent, again, gonna be called bias. Uh, one of the coaches at the Fallout Shelter, Masha's exploding. But I think a lot of people's hidden gem, or at least my hidden gem that should be on a lot of people's radar, is Steve Pena.
See Pena.
Pena comes off as a guy that can literally kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
He is every inch of the 6'3". He's not billed at that height. Instead, that he is 6'3".
Yeah.
Got a great look, got a great physique, got a great ideology behind what it is he does. So yeah, I think on the independent circuit, again, call me biased, but it is what it is. Steve Pena is going to be that person to break out next year. And on mainstream wrestling, totally believe it's Anthony Bowens.
Okay. All right. Steve Pena actually just had a title defense this past weekend, right?
Yep.
Last
Against
weekend.
Bobby Ocean, that Pro Wrestling Magic. Yep.
Yeah, and he successfully defended his title, right? So, who are the current title holders in Battle Club right now?
The current franchise champion is the Dagger, Mick Drake, solid member of Federated. Federated's been a part of Battle Club since day one.
Mm-hmm.
The Icons champion is, I think, everyone's favorite female wrestler who gets none of the time she deserves, and that's Big Swole.
Love her.
Yeah.
You
Love her.
talk about dropping the ball.
Oh,
AEW they do, and they're doing well, but it's almost like I to come to make it's like AEW is the high school team that decided to cut Michael Jordan.
Mm.
So when
Ooh.
Swole is
Mm.
back on the grind,
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
she's gonna be killing it, and it's gonna be
Ooh.
like, oh, wait a minute, what did we do? So
Yeah.
yeah, Swole is the current Icons champion.
We love Big
Our
Swole.
tag team champions
Hey,
are
Swole.
Hey, Swole.
our tag team champions are our local tag team, incredible team. The main event.
Main event. Yep.
Yep.
I was there
And
actually. So
yeah, those guys are absolutely incredible. And then the 5 point champion, as we mentioned before, is Steve Pena. So those are our
Nice.
4 titles right now.
Nice. Because Swole defeated Tasha Steeles,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
And main event defeated the Sea Stars,
Yep.
right? Okay. Steve Pena defeated who?
Masha.
Marsha. Okay, Marsha. Yeah.
Masha.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You notice the theme there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
Women, but they're being put in positions to be successful.
I love it.
I do too. Well, I guess I kind of know your opinion on intergender wrestling, but do you want to see more of that on a mainstream level? Or
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I think
That was easy.
it's because here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's because the sport that it is, because wrestling is the sport it is, it can be done in a way where it's not only believable, it's safe, and you can showcase both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It's not a legitimate fight where you'll get a lot of people who are like, "Oh my God, this huge man is beating up on this little girl," or
Right.
whatever the case may be. but it's like it can be done in a very tasteful and believable way. Like you can't tell me Nia Jax can't go in the ring with almost anybody in the WWE roster and hold her own.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and say like Savannah Evans, Battle Club icon.
Love
She
Savannah.
can go in there and hold
Yeah.
her own against anybody.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So it can be done in a way where it's presented as like, oh, this is dope. Plus, it's a different energy. Like the guys and the girls step it up because, I mean, anyone who watches sports, men tend to be. I'm not saying this wholeheartedly, but tend to be the bigger, stronger, faster, whatever the case may be. Where women tend to be more fundamentally sound. They tend to do all the right things the right way at the appropriate times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, I'm not going to be outclassed, so we're going to step it up. Like just watch that match between Steve Pena and Masha Slamovich. They beat the hell out of each
I
other.
was there. I was there. We thought like Steve killed Marsha. Like I was there, front row for that. Like so. Yes. Anybody that has not saw that match, go check it out. Is it on Title Match?
It's
Wrestling
on
right
Title
now?
Match. It's on YouTube. Steve actually posted it the other day.
Okay. All right. So everybody go check out that match when you get a chance. And there was a question from Jonathan in the comments. Long time watching the show. He asked if we're accepting questions later on, or more so if you're accepting questions later on. So
Yeah,
I told them just leave it in the comments and we'll read it as we go. But okay, so I do want to ask you, what were some of the steps that you took to start your own wrestling promotion?
So, I'm not the original owner. My original partner, Carlos Aristide, is the founder of Battle Club. He was inducted to the Battle Club Hall of Fame. He founded it. His story, his background, as condensed as possible. He started training to be a wrestler, figured out it really wasn't for him, saw that there was a need for better production and better showcase, better opportunities to showcase talent. So he went that route in terms of production. And then after a while of doing production, he's like, yo, I think I can do this. And his mission was to bring the best wrestling possible to the Bronx. And if you take a look at our first few events, he absolutely nailed it. And about a year and a half into it, after the opportunity he gave me, originally was just to be a commentator, but once I saw it was real, I was like, yo, I don't want to just do commentary. Like, I want to be a partner. I'll do whatever you need. And I made it a point to always be available, regardless of the time or whatever the situation was. I was there for him, and he, in any way, shape, or form he needed. So about a year and a half in, he kind of just like, yo, I think I'm done. I think I did what I wanted to do, but you're made for this, so I'm going to trust you with it. And all I try to do from there is, showcase my vision, continue to make him proud, and do everything I can to make Battle Club bigger every year.
Okay, great. V. No, okay.
Hey, go
Because
ahead.
I do have a couple more questions, but I don't want to
Go
hog
ahead,
all
Mike.
of Joe's time.
Go ahead, Mike.
You sure? Okay, so what are some of the challenges like you face when being a principal owner of a wrestling company? I'm sure there's a lot of things that you go through with that.
For me, the biggest challenge has been keeping the audience. Like, we'll have shows and I look around, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe 300, 400, 500 people are here. Yeah. And then you get shows, it's like, 100, 150 people, and you're like, oh, it hurts. But it's wild. It's like all the things that people would tend to be stressed out about when it comes to wrestling. So those are the things I love, like being creative, booking the matches, looking at what styles match up, trying to figure out how to approach this and create an angle. I'm not one of those promoters who are like hard pressed for money. Like, if just throwing numbers out there, like, oh, my rate's $300, so I'll give you 100. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I don't deny that you negotiate, you try to make it so that it fits into your budget as best as possible. But I would never, try to lowball somebody just to have them on my show. To me, that's disrespectful. I take a very professional approach to the business. Whatever it takes to make sure the roster is paid in full, I do. And I think that's why I built the rapport that I have with the roster that I've worked with, because I don't let anyone down. I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, well, my talents were abused in this. Like I did this and I didn't get paid, or I was paid only a quarter of what it was quoted. I go out of my way to make sure that they feel like employees. Like you provide a service, this is what you have. Being respectful and stuff. I think just continuing to grow the fan base, I think, is the biggest challenge that I have. Maybe it's a bit of an insecurity thing on my end, but I just feel like the product is so well. I don't want to spam it because then you might get some kind of overexposure. Sometimes, it's like, oh, it's too much. This guy doesn't shut up. But
Yeah.
I genuinely do believe in the product, and I hope that if you get to interview anyone on the roster, when you speak to them, they tell you like, no, Joe genuinely believes in us. Like I'll never have them do something that is going to put them in harm. Their longevity, their wellness, their health is far supersedes anything, that comes to Battle Club. Like we're all about, like, I understand the phase we're in right now. We are a stepping stone for them to get that contract, and hopefully that contract leads to, a change in generational, finances. Right now we're a stepping stone. The goal is to be able to say, hey, I signed Big Swole for 5 years at X amount of dollars. She ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Eventually we'll get there, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. I don't see any situation where I'm stopping. But yeah, the goal is so that Battle Club is a product that's nationally, maybe even internationally known, and I can contract wrestlers. Like that's my immediate goals, to be able to say, hey, I signed the main event for 10 years.
Yeah.
And if a better opportunity presents itself, I'm always like, hey, if it's better for you, I'm not going to hold you to it. Like that's just the kind of person I am. I'm very big on making the professional in professional wrestling mean something again. There's been I've seen so much carny shit, and it's hard because I want to be professional, so I got to peel back and be like, I can't smack fire out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So let me go about it and put myself in a position to do it the right way.
Definitely. And I just want to say that you mentioned if we have the opportunity to interview from your Battle Club roster, everybody is welcome on the show except Darius Carter. V, do you have any other? Do you have anything else to ask?
So that has nothing to do with me.
No, but, me and Darius go back, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah.
Well, we're actually going to put this question that Jonathan posted in the chat here, so I'm going to go ahead and read it out. What do you say to the young wrestler who might get discouraged because he or she is not performing in front of a packed house or sold out crowds?
That's easy. When you start learning to play basketball, 9 times out of 10, it's an empty basketball court, right? You just have a basketball and you said, hey, I'm gonna hit the court. And then eventually some people join in, you get those pickup games going. And if it's something you love, you work your way through school so that JV team, varsity team, college, then you start seeing those numbers increase. It's all about the journey, not so much the destination. Don't focus on the destination. The term is shindy, and it's derogatory, but it's fitting for some places that don't go out of their way to put their talent first. And I don't really understand why that's the case. If you're in this business just to make money, just for a cash grab, you're not gonna last long. You're not gonna last long. And that's with anything. That's with any passion project. If you go searching for dollar signs, you're gonna fall flat. If you're in this, it's because it's a labor of love. So don't get discouraged because no one's gonna fuck with you until you do it.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna rock with you until it's done.
Yeah.
And by the time it's done, you've already performed 150 times in front of 10, 12, 50 people, but that's how you build that tough skin. That's how you build your reputation. That's how you build your arsenal. That's how you build the kind of wrestler you are, so that you never want to go back there. You never want to go backwards. So you never want to be the person that is only performing in front of 40 people every show. You want to continue to build. So you know what it's like to have been there, and you want to keep working till you go up and up and up. So don't get discouraged. It gets lonely. Listen, all passion projects, anytime you decide this is what I'm going after, it's gonna get lonely. It's gonna suck. You're gonna have moments where you doubt yourself, where the people that you think are your closest support system doubt you. You have to use that as fire. You have to use that as fuel and keep pushing forward. Never stay stagnant. Never stay still. Um, that's what I would say. Like, don't be discouraged. Like use that as fire. I'm gonna work until I'm no longer in a position where I have to do a show in front of 40 people because I'm good enough to be on a show that has 400 people, 4,000 people, 40,000 people. Like that's the goal, is to continue moving forward. You know, um, and another thing is environment. If you feel like you're performing in those spots and they're only drawing X amount of crowds, maybe don't take that opportunity anymore because maybe they're not doing enough. You know, you can do everything and more to make that show successful. But if everyone isn't pulling their weight, then it's not going to work. So maybe remove yourself, not necessarily from that toxic environment, but from that environment that's not fulfilling enough. It's not giving you the same energy you're giving it.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Be good.
No, go ahead, Meg.
Okay. I want to ask you about this envelope situation from a few months ago. You had tweeted that somebody had, I guess, stolen an envelope. Right now, that's the only reason. Now,
Oh,
listen, I'm gonna be honest. Right, the only reason I'm bringing it up is because Joe did publicly tweet it. Now, I
Right.
would never. There's things. Okay, I just want to say that like I respect the business so much, and I appreciate you and Ray and everybody else that allow me to even be at these shows, like before the doors open to the fans, right? Just when everybody's there early. I'm not gonna talk about what's going on earlier in the day because I respect the business, right? But the only reason I want to bring this up to you is because one, I want to know, does that happen often where like there's a situation where somebody's missing a payday because somebody took an envelope, took somebody else's money? Like, what happened with that whole situation?
So basically the formula I've always followed is to pay everybody before the show,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that because then one there's you get that tension off the wrestlers. They can perform. They're like, I got paid.
Yeah.
I've been compensated. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about the end of the night and the promoter going to me, hey, the gate was light.
Yeah.
So I've always taken that approach to pay out before the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, there was a situation where an envelope did go missing, and you know, had to finagle some things to make sure that person still got taken care of, and we did. But it was a combination of a lot going on, and the people that I trusted and my partners or whatnot weren't around.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot. I didn't have my trusted advisors around me, and the sad thing is that you get people who are advantageous of situations like that, and they're in places they're not supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And so that money had gone missing. It ended up being fine. We took care of the person. But now because of that, I've taken, it sucks, but I've taken the approach of having to pay everybody digitally so that there's no chance for any money to physically go missing because it's an instant transfer kind of thing. But that also means that they have to wait to the end of the night
Yeah.
because during the shows I'm busy, show running
Oh.
and doing commentary. Um, like, harkening back to what I had said earlier, I just I feel like I've done enough to cement my reputation as you will get taken care of. So
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't ever really been a problem. Like people haven't been like, oh, can do this now? Like they trust me, and it's because I recognize how fragile trust is. So if they're
Mm-hmm.
trusting me, I'm going to make sure that I fulfill that trust and that agreement.
Yeah.
Um, we never found the culprit. There are people who there are people that think they know who did it, I'm not going to confront anybody because I don't have hard evidence. But if it ever does come to light, they're going to see a side of Joe that not a lot of people have seen.
Yeah. I mean, and that sucks, man. Like it really does, I'm glad that you guys were able to, settle that situation, but that really sucks. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that because, like I said, normally speaking, those type of issues I wouldn't bring up, but because it was public, just have
Yeah,
to
no,
bring it
I totally understand. And like I said, it sucks. It happened. We got through it. It won't happen because I had to change the way I do business because of it.
Yeah.
Um, what bothered me the most, like if it's weird, but if the money had just gone missing, like it disappeared, nobody had it,
Yeah.
that'd be one thing. But I put it, I wrote the person's name, I put it in the envelope, and I had the envelope was there, so it wasn't that it went missing; it was taken.
Yeah.
What bugged me the most about it is I've always made it a point to take care of people,
Mm-hmm.
and
I can attest to that. I will
right.
say I can confirm that.
So it just hurts. Like I'm not a scumbag, so why do the scumbag thing to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's people that can tell you that they haven't worked for me, or there was a situation where they did something and they weren't compensated, and out of the goodness of my heart, because I believe in that talent, it's like, yo, here you
Yep.
go, I got you.
Yep.
And I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just like that's what bugged me. Like you stole from someone that makes it a point to not steal or not be fucking carny to
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
So it was a principle thing,
Yeah. Definitely. V.
Is there someone that you want to work with that you have not worked with yet?
It's one of my questions, guy. Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh man, there's so many. Um, what I like is that I have gotten a lot of people off that list. I love the things that Caprice Coleman is doing. I love Jacob Fatu and everything Jacob's doing.
Yeah.
Um, man, there's so many. And when you ask, it's like, oh my god, I'm on the spot. It's on the spot.
No pressure.
Yeah. No pressure at all.
You can name multiple people. That's fine.
Yeah. That's the business. So you can't just name one.
You don't want to get heat, pal.
Is it the Beast from WoW?
Wow.
Great physique, African American woman. I think it's. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, who is it? Is it BFAB?
BFAB, yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You talk about somebody that fits the Battle Club motif.
Yeah.
She'd be perfect.
Go for it.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I mean, there's a Jay Lethal with everything that's going on with ROH. I mean, I don't know if his contract's open or whatever the case with AEW.
Yeah.
Who would pass up an opportunity to work with Punk, Danielson? But if I had to name one person, if it had to be one person, Gino from the Texas area.
Okay.
Him. It's just like Gino Medina, I believe. He works with MLW. He's worked with, the Texas companies. Great guy. I've met him a couple of times. We've talked. Just another one who fits the Battle Club motif. Eddie Kingston, another person.
Yep.
Fits just pro hood, pro life, pro just. Yo, do you as long as you ain't fucking hurting me or my family, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
People like that are the people I would love to work with.
Okay, that's definitely. I would love to see Eddie Kingston in a Battle Club ring.
Yeah, man.
So we do have another question. I'll put it up here from a Booker's perspective. We've seen how stagnant WWE has been. example, House of Rematches. What would you do different to improve that product? And it's 50-50 booking extent. I don't think it is but that's another story. Yeah.
So what I like to do is I like to see the world outside of wrestling and try to figure out how I can make that work inside of wrestling. So a perfect example was March of 2018. Harlow O'Hara, who had the dark
Love
preacher's
her.
gimmick,
Yeah.
worked Willow Nightingale, who's uppity and
Love Willow.
loving,
Love Willow.
two totally contrasting styles, similar physiques, contrasting wrestling types, and I thought that match worked so well. So what I try to do is when I book, I like to really take a look at the talents and compare the two and see how they can work together. And I think TV wrestling is a totally different animal.
Yeah.
So it's tough to do the 50-50 booking. You're on time constraints. You have commercial breaks. You have to get sponsors in. Plus, there's a script, so you got to really fill out a formula.
Yeah.
So it is harder. Hearing from people who've done TV, it's like, it's different. It's different. But what I would say is take a step back and kind of let them be. If you allow the roster to be a little more open, then you can get the differentiations. But if everyone's working the OEW style or the NXT style, then the matches are still going to look the same. You get those gems that are able to fit in what they want, like in AJ Styles, regardless of the WWE style, he can make it work because he understands the parameters and he knows what he can get away with. So it's a loaded question, but I think the easiest way to kind of satiate that need is, it's gonna sound terrible, but go to house shows. They use the house show quotations, but the matches you get at house shows for AEW and WWE are not what you see on TV.
No,
So if you want to see those kind of guys, go to the shows that aren't publicized for television, because they'll get their 8 to 14 minutes that are them.
Yep. Great answer. So okay, I want to ask you about the Harlow O'Hara match, since you mentioned her. Just made me think of this. It was Harlow O'Hara versus MV Young, I believe.
Yeah.
And that was at the first show back, I believe, at the so I know you saw some of the controversy out there.
Of course.
This is unsafe, this is dangerous, how do they allow a spot like this? And as the booker of the show, as someone that cares about these talents and cares about, the perception of the show, how do you deal with that type of situation where it's like, all right, people are calling it unsafe and this and that? Because I was there for that too. Crazy spot, but Harlow was okay. Sorry, breaking that wall, but yeah, Harlow was okay.
Could you explain the spot for those who have not seen it?
So it was like a cross, right? Like a wooden cross.
It was a barbed wire crucifix, and MB Young power bombed her from the apron to the floor through it.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. It was
so
sick.
Now,
it was sick.
So Harlow has been sitting on that idea for months.
Right.
So when she presented it to me, I was like, if you're sure about it, I'm going to let you do it. Why? Because the talent dictates what they can and can't do, what they will or won't do. I'm not the kind of promoter. Like, if I have something I'm trying to get across, hey, throw that in there. But for the most part, like, I tell the roster, hey, you have free reign when it comes to creativity. Do whatever you can. Because, again, I understand right at this moment, we are a stepping stone for you to get a contract. So whatever it is you think that you have to do, whatever risk you got to take, you got to take it. So for fans and people who criticized it and said it was unsafe, you can run the ropes and blow your ACL.
It's true.
You can take a bump, land wrong, even if the move is safe, and be paralyzed. Look what happened to Tyson Kidd.
Yeah. Wow.
The sport itself has the the aura of just being unsafe because that you're dealing with physicality.
Yeah.
Yes, it was wilder than a lot of the things we've done in the past, but that was the point. That's she wanted it to be that. She wanted to go that extra mile. One, it was her big return match from a long hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Two, she wanted to set the tone for the show. And three, she wanted to remind people how badass she is.
Yeah.
My only problem with the spot, and this is nothing against MV Young, Harlow didn't get the credit she deserved.
Mm.
Everybody remembers him doing the offensive maneuver, but the bump is what made the spot. She
We act-
came up with the bump.
Mhm.
She dictated how it was going to go. She took all the pain and he got all the recognition. And that was my biggest problem with it. It should have been her. And he went on a run and he's still doing it now, which is fine. You know, whatever it is that you're going to do to get yourself over, power bombing people through doors and spots, whatever, that's
Yeah.
great for him. But the kind of person I am, if that was me, at any given moment, I'd be giving her the praise.
Yeah.
And that's my only criticism of the spot is she didn't get the love she deserved when she's the one that ate the barbed wire crucifix.
It was sick. I was in the building. I heard you going crazy on commentary. I think I was like sitting 3 feet away from
Yeah.
you. We actually have the spot. So
Oh, good. And just before you go to that spot, thank you, Kyle. Thank
yes,
you.
thank you, Kyle. Yeah, so let's let's go to this spot real quick here. This was Harlow versus MV Young. Here we go. So
Oh. Oh shit. Oh
yeah. In case you guys missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just crazy spot. We're still on so they can hear us, but I'm listening to Joe behind me going crazy. We're gonna watch it one more time.
Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
God. Craziness.
God. Oh god.
I'm telling you, being in the building for that was crazy. Let me put us back on it. All right, but
my
yeah.
god.
Now, B, is that the first time you saw that spot there?
This is honestly my first time. Jesus, no pun intended. That was.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm gonna get some heat for that. Anyway.
Wasn't that like the first match of the show? So I think that was like the opening match.
Yeah.
Oh, that opened?
Listen.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people recognize this.
Oh my god.
I like to start the show off hot.
Yeah.
And I tell the first match, you set the tone.
Yeah.
If you go out there and you flop, people gonna look at you and remember that.
Yeah.
I like to set the tone. And yeah, that was the first match and it was great. And you know, what's not seen there is she went on and won the match with a Harlow hangover. Like
yeah.
That's you know, that's my girl right there, man. I love her with all my heart. The sacrifices she's made for Battle Club, for herself. You know, there's a kid out in fucking Scotland. Heard what was it? What culture? No, not what culture. What's the other one? Cultaholic.
Oh yeah.
The Cultaholic podcast about her doing that spot. He came to America and he joined the Fallout shelter because of that.
Wow.
So the reach is incredible. So to sit there and say she affected someone's future in terms of wrestling, in terms of Battle Club, because of that spot is, you know, it's as true as it gets.
That's amazing. That really is amazing. You mentioned the Fallout shelter. I do want to get to this before, you know, because we're on an hour here. But so the Fallout shelter. Explain what that is. I know that that's the wrestling school, but just explain how that came about.
So the Fallout shelter is, you know, a shared vision of what wrestling should be going forward. Like I said, emphasis on professionalism, creating talent that is not just going to bump, that is a complete asset to the business. They can do all the little things. They can do all the big things. Very family-oriented environment. We're very positive. We're encouraging. We will criticize you where you're wrong. We will let you know what it is you did, but there's a way to go about it. And I think a lot of people fall into this. Oh, I'm brutally honest. You can be honest, 1000% without hurting anyone's feelings.
Yeah.
And that goes over a lot of people's head. You can sit there and there's literally no difference between that match fucking sucked and, hey, this is what went wrong in the match that could have been better. Same thing. One is out to hurt somebody and give them those insecurities and that discouraging feeling, and the other is constructive. This is what you could have done better. So that's what we're focusing on in the Fallout Shelter. The owners are myself, Mr. Elliot Martinez, and the Gift God. He hates his using his shoe name, but Hokai. We're the owners, and our coaches, Jorge Santi, Mike Law, 20-year vets, as pristine as it comes to what goes on between the ropes. Masha Slamovich, Impact superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, all over the world, killing it. And like I said, Steve Pena. So a very diverse group, and we're just welcoming. We want everyone to succeed. There are too many stories of schools. Hey, give me your money and just go in there.
Yeah.
Go in there and
Yeah.
figure it out yourself. And that's not what we want. We want to teach you, be able to give you an opportunity. Because let's say you are hitting the road and you're making matches, and then unfortunately you get injured. You can still contribute to a company. You can do music, you can do commentary, you can do ring announcing, you can do videography, you can do backstage correspondence. There's so much more to a wrestling product than falling on your back.
Yeah. Definitely.
There's so much more than going in there and bleeding. There's an infinite amount of opportunity if you open that up to these young aspiring wrestlers, and that's what we want to. We want to build assets to company. We want to build them up to be brands so that they can represent Fallout, they can represent Battle Club, they can represent themselves and be more than just an in-ring worker.
Definitely. Okay, we're trying to be respectful of Joakim's time. So if anybody that's watching, if you guys got any last comments and everything like that, just please leave them. V, I'll let you. I know.
Hey, listen, you know what? Because we got to wrap up. The school's about to call it a night.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get 5, 10, 15 questions, let's revisit this another time. I'm down.
Okay, sounds good to me. Sounds good
You're
to
always
me.
welcome back. Always.
Yo, always. And the whole Battle Club roster except Darius Carter. But so where can everybody find you? Where can everybody find you? And also promote the store, because I know that's also coming up.
So Battle Club shop. It's got a Twitter and Instagram. You click the link, you go right in. We've got hoodies, different designs, t-shirts. My partner Red has really been the focal point for that. In terms of Battle Club social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Battle Club Pro. If myself at Joakim Morales, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I've taken a bit of a backseat the holiday seasons, and I'm working, just to get myself mentally and physically healthier. Last year and change has been really rough on me. So I'm on a bit of a pause, just to be totally honest, because people have reached out. It's not that I haven't seen it. It's just I don't want to entertain and get your hopes up. And it's like, well, I don't know when I'm gonna have a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Battle Club Shop, Battle Club Pro, myself, the Fallout 101 all across social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're someone who's looking to become a wrestler or even just want to learn the business, you're more than welcome to come check it out. And yeah, man, just my goal, my mission, and I tell everyone, I want to fix wrestling. I feel like it's broken. I feel like it's
it is.
Say that again.
homophobic, it's misogynistic, it's sexist, it's racist, it's bad business practice, it is abusive. That has to stop. Has to stop. So that's my mission, is to fix it. And there are a bunch of promotions that are working to get there. And I just want to do whatever I can so that in 10, 15, 20, 50 years from now, it's like, hey, this guy gave his all. He never really was an in-ring performer, but he gave everything so that now workers don't have to worry about pay. Workers don't have to worry about being over-sexualized. Workers don't have to worry about being abused. Like, that's the goal, fix it because it's been broken for far too long.
Yeah,
definitely. And I just want to say, like, we appreciate everything that you've done, and just thank you.
thank
Just on a
you.
personal level, just for me personally, thank you. And can't wait to have you back on.
Yeah, we'll situate it again, man. Just let me know. Listen, my birthday is June 9th. My lucky number is 69. So if you're open for episode 69, I'd love to be on.
All right, well, all right. Let's aim for that. If you need a
All
special
right,
guest commentator on the show coming up, you can hit one of us up.
Listen, I'm all about giving opportunities. Gotta make it work. But real quick, I do this a lot. Thank you guys. It's surreal because 7 years ago I had no idea I'd be in a position to be able to talk about wanting to fix the thing I love the most. So you guys give me the platform. Like I love Jobber Tears, True Heel Heat,
Yes.
those teams like that. Go for the Pin. I've done El Toro. Just all these wonderful podcasts that one minority based, and that's important because representation really does matter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who don't understand what diversity is won't get that. But I got a coworker of mine has this thing. Once blood mixes, that's it. You can't go back to being pure.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a time where everybody is part of something that makes them diverse.
Right.
That's the way wrestling should be.
Couldn't have said it
And
better.
having, Black ran, Latino ran, LGBT ran companies and podcasts, that's where we're headed because that's what life is now. So it's an honor to work with you guys and be able to talk about, the thing I love the most, the thing that, blood, sweat, and tears, man. And so when you guys give me this opportunity, man, I can't thank you guys enough.
Well, you're more than welcome, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good night. Make sure you guys get at. We're gonna stay on, but make sure you guys, if you guys want to tweet,
bye everybody.
Joakim, if you guys want to tweet Joakim, it's at Joakim Morales on Twitter. Is that on Instagram as well?
Yeah, I have my life together when it comes to social media. It's just my first and last name.
Okay. And you can get at Battle Club Pro at
Yes.
Battle Club Pro on everything. Joe, thank you again. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Wow. How do we follow that?
I don't even don't. Well, thank everybody for joining us to go for the pin. We're out of here.
Yeah, I can't even follow that. I don't want to talk about wrestling now. Like, I don't want to talk about mainstream wrestling.
We gotta talk about mainstream shit. Like,
yeah. I mean, I guess we have to. But yes, everybody that participated, thank you again. And Joe, if you can hear us still, you can leave whenever you can. You just leave. It's okay. Yeah. Wow. I guess
how really do we really have to talk about? We could really end the show here and be like, okay,
good.
Fuck everything else that happened the past week. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
No.
Last week sucked and just think. Yeah.
Oh, it did. But no, honestly, we really want to thank him again for being on the show and for taking time out of his schedule to sit here with us in our craziness.
Wow. And we got into some things with Joe, so I appreciate it. I really do. So I guess we do have to talk about some wrestling. I don't feel like going through the whole the whole week. But it is what it is. I should probably get notes, right? That's what I mean,
we
are live.
We are live, you guys. No, but when we try to have people on our show, I'm just stalling while my notes. When we have people on for our show, we really want to get into the meat and potatoes of what made them wrestling fans, what made them want to be a wrestler or a wrestling promoter or booker or the proprietor of a company. And we love that we've had a couple of guests this past year. We're really thankful for everyone that has participated and everyone that's been on the show and liked the comment and stuff like that. It's just something that we really appreciate. Where I'm just looking back honestly on this past year. It's like we've accomplished a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I'm proud of where we're at, and I am thankful and grateful for everybody that's been there this entire ride. Like, and especially John, JPS music on everything. JPS music 15 on everything. Make sure y'all follow Jonathan. And Kyle, thank you. And anybody that's out there watching right now or listening to this on replay or on the streaming sites, the audio streaming sites, just thank you. But let's get into this.
Unfortunately,
let's get into some wrestling. So I guess we should probably start with SmackDown from last week.
I guess
the problem is, full disclosure, I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. I saw the highlights. I know what happened, but I didn't see it.
Okay, I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. So, SmackDown. I just Brock Lesnar was there.
He was,
and I stopped caring after that, honestly. And I'm gonna be real. That SmackDown has not been as good lately.
So what's the problem? Let's talk about it here.
The problem is what is the full problem with all of WWE: the writing. The writing is abysmal, trash, bad, unsatisfactory, needs improvement.
An F?
D minus. Raw's an F. It's just and I think that's why everything's been so refreshing, or the conversation that we just had was so refreshing, because he actually cares about the business.
He does,
and not about the money made from the business.
Yeah,
and it shows. It shows in the way he speaks, and it shows in the types of matches that are booked at Battle Club Pro. And to go from that to go to this is just like, it's like Rosart versus Crayola. Y'all do the same thing, but one's just a lot better than the other, which what they do. But anyway, SmackDown, it was not good. One count. I just don't care to review it. I honestly don't. I really don't care to review it.
Ready for it?
It's just, I really do. It's just, Mike wasn't ready. It's fine. One count. It just, I didn't like it. It wasn't good. Sorry.
It's like, no, I wasn't ready.
And I'm not sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. It wasn't good.
Man. Okay. Well, I didn't see the show, so there you go. I was at Rampage. So,
yeah, you were.
I'm biased, right? So I can't really. Is it fair to really give an opinion on Rampage? Did you watch Rampage?
I did watch Rampage. They
what
said
did you think of
it? I like.
So quickly, it started with a tag team match for the tag team titles, FTR versus the Lucha Brothers. And I can tell you live, that was probably the best match of both tapings. As far as being there, I don't know how it came off on television, but Lucha Brothers and FTR had a really strong match. At least live they did.
I saw the match. It was really good. Now, this is where my criticism with AEW comes in. They have great matches.
Yeah. And that's where it ends.
And that's exactly where it ends. And it is not much. Some people like wrestling purists like the pure wrestling of it. Right. Other people like the story and the shenanigans and the tomfoolery and the fuckery. And that's cool too. For me personally, I like my wrestling to have a mixture of both. And where sometimes, not always. No, sometimes it means sometimes. Shout out to Whitney Houston. But AEW has the wrestling down pat.
Yeah.
And story-wise, if it doesn't involve the few certain people, then they just go out there and wrestle, which is cool. Yeah. Great matches are put on, but that's it.
Yeah.
But the match itself was fantastic.
I will agree.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Well, we had that. We had Hook's debut, and let me tell you, That kid is over on Long Island. All right.
Well, it's Long Island's attached to another borough, and
Well, I'm right,
another.
and if we're being honest, he's actually from Long Island. Hook's from Long Island. Taz is from
Oh,
Brooklyn.
Tad's
He's
from
from Long
Brooklyn.
Island.
Red's from
Yeah,
Red Hook, but
yeah, right. But
no.
nonetheless, Hook was really good. I'm gonna be honest. Hook was really good.
Were you hooked? I'm sorry. Bad joke. Bad joke. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Boo. Okay. No, seriously. Hook really impressed me. I was.
Yeah.
He. I don't know how. I don't know. I think he's. How old is he? I'm not. I'm not sure.
23, maybe.
He's younger than us,
Yeah.
and he has it together. And I just want to say something really quick. Let's not do these comparisons to Dominic Mysterio. They can both be good at what they do in their separate companies. Like I'm not understanding the comparison. Besides that, they're both sons of professional wrestlers. I'm not understanding. I don't get it. But Hook was really. I was. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was expecting less. I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
I was just like, I hope he does well. that's really my thing. Because if he didn't, it wouldn't go over well.
Right.
And people have been send Hook. People have been waiting for me. Like they send Hook and Hook. Like Hook did his thing. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like he did it. He did, and the ode to his dad.
Transmission finished. That was nice. That
yeah,
was nice.
I cannot. I'm be real. I cannot pronounce the actual name of the move, and I was not gonna butcher that. I'm not gonna sit here like I was
I've
not
heard
gonna
Joey
butcher
Styles
that.
yell it in my ear for like 20 years. So it's like
no, but Hook did really well. So that was pretty good. I'm really proud of him.
He did.
And shout outs to US Fuego.
Yes, El Fuego, yeah, Fuego del Sol, whatever,
Look real good out there, real good.
Yeah. I can't say anything else. Hook was impressive, very impressive, and they gave him Fuego, and it's like somebody that it's believable that he can get a win over, somebody of similar height and stature, so it worked. There was a 6-woman tag or a tag team match. I believe. I'm trying to recall right now. I know Ruby Soho was in there.
Yes, Ruby, Tay Conti.
Yes. I'm gonna pull up my notes.
Yeah, pull up the notes because I know it was notably for the Bunny.
Yes, versus Ruby
Soho
and Tay
Conti. Was it just? It was a 2-on. Why did I think it was a 6-woman tag match?
I thought it was 2, but I believe it was a.
Ooh, child. Okay.
It's it's been a long week.
It has been a long week.
Yes, it was it was a 6-woman. Nyla Rose was on the hillside, so it was Nyla, Penelope Ford, and Bunny versus Ruby and what is their tag team name? It's Tay Conti and Anna Jay. Ty J.
Okay.
Yes. And Ty J and Ruby Soho did the job, but these things happen.
Yep.
And then in the main event, we had Adam Cole Baby versus Willie Yuta. Good match.
I'm gonna be real.
Yes.
I fell asleep at this point. It was past my personal. It was past my personal bedtime.
Right.
So I didn't get a chance to see this match. So how was it, Mike?
It was good. We got a bunch of Adam Cole babies, doing a match and everything like that. But it was good. Yuta's very good. And I mean, come on, we already know Adam Cole. Cole gets the win, and they destroy Best Friends. And not only do they win, but they win the match and they win the segment. And we go off the air with the Elite or the Super Click standing strong. Now, after Rampage ended, there was an MJF promo. Okay, that I posted the whole thing on my Twitter if you guys want to check it out. And he was Babyface Jones that night. I mean, I felt like I was in Bizarro land. I didn't know what was going on, but I was a little uncomfortable. Okay, a little uncomfortable.
I was a little uncomfortable, like hear this cheering for MJF. I'm really uncomfortable.
I was really uncomfortable. I was looking for the exit. I started sweating a lot. I started getting flustered. I didn't know what was going on. And you know what's bad? When his own mother had a sign, and his mother, full disclosure, was
I'm
literally
sorry. She's funny.
She's hilarious. Was literally 6 feet away from us, who had a sign, and it was a picture of MJF as a child, and it said this was the last time MJF wasn't an asshole, and that was from his own mom. Okay,
Look, what I love is that she's in on it. I love that, and it's so funny because we have the fake mothers, the Shelton's fake mom, and I thought that I was like, is this some type of actress or something like that just playing this? And that's really his mother. I was like, oh, so she's in on it. Oh, I love her for that.
Yeah. I mean, MJF's mom is great. Okay. And if you don't follow her on Twitter, you should probably do so.
She has a Twitter face.
She does.
Oh, I'm gonna be following.
Full disclosure, I'm trying to find it while we're talking, but yes, I'm trying to find MJF's mom. Take that how you want, okay? But yes, I am trying to find MJF's mother.
Moving on. So while you're doing that, I am gonna move forward. So do we have to talk about Raw?
No, but we should probably talk about Final Battle that aired over the weekend. I did watch that show. I am a big Ring of Honor fan, always have been. I was a big Ring of Honor fan, and then I kind of fell off over the last few years. Some of their business practices and people that were there, and just them not being as hot as they were in the past. I lost interest, and I know. Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor follows us, or I think they follow the show or something. But so if anybody from Ring of Honor is listening, I know I'm not trying to get heat here, pal, but it is what it is. Ring of Honor just has not been hot over the last few years, and that can be a testament to WWE taking all their talent and a lot of other places taking their talent. Like, they literally raid Ring of Honor and give nothing back to them, and it sucks, but it's also on Ring of Honor because of their business decisions. And again, I'm not trying to take shots at Ring of Honor, but they don't have the best business decisions.
If you don't have good business decisions, you don't have good business decisions.
There you go.
Period. Point blank. Mike won't say it. I will.
Yeah. B. No. Nah.
I've lit in enough matches during the duration of the show, so there's that.
Yeah, I got Joakim in some trouble, but that's neither here nor there.
Sorry, Joe.
It'll be fine.
So sorry. We just had you here. We just had a great conversation.
We did.
No, I not gonna lie. I only wanted to see Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
STP. I just wanted to see STP.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just wanted to see STP. No, I'm just saying. Here we go. More matches. So after that particular match, there was a segment where a bunch of Black Ring of Honor talent stood in the ring.
Yeah.
Fists in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the past couple of weeks, but racist white wrestling fans have been trying it. And just to be really quick, I'm just gonna move on after I say this. Every black faction that you see is not the Nation.
Right.
I know you think we all look alike. If you can see myself and Mike, we clearly don't. So I don't know where you got that from. A bunch of black wrestlers showing black solidarity in wrestling. It's not going to hurt your feelings. It's just not.
Right.
I just don't understand. I understand the issue. I know why you're mad. Just like that young man that decommitted from Florida State and went to Jackson. A lot. We know why you're mad,
Yeah.
but when it's always when we do stuff like this, and it's just it was just really quick. It was nothing. It was not. Let me rephrase that. It wasn't nothing. It was just something that has been built over the past couple of years, and there's been an uptick of black wrestlers in the mainstream, and it's refreshing to see, even though it's like a token type of thing. It is refreshing to see, so it shouldn't hurt your ego because a bunch of black wrestlers just standing there, fists in the air. And to compare them to the Nation, which STP's gimmick is nothing even close to the Nation.
No.
So I'm confused. I am I am confusion, and I'm not understanding. But white wrestling Twitter was very very mad about that,
Yeah,
as
I saw some
they
things.
are about
They
every
usually don't.
time somebody black does something amazing
Yeah.
or does something that's strictly for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only match I was honestly interested in. Not gonna lie, sorry,
Okay.
but
Well, I kind of just on a unrelated side note here, I realized we didn't actually rate Rampage. I'm gonna give it an airfall, just to keep the theme of the show. I'm gonna
oh
give
shit,
Rampage an
hey,
airfall.
2 count.
Yeah, 2 count. Okay, two
Yeah,
count would be there. All right, now we could go back to the final battle stuff. Wait, hold that. Okay, yes. I'm gonna. Okay. Of course, back to Jonathan there. All right, so let's go back to Ring of Honor here for a second. I know V was only interested in that match. I was first off, let me just say this. I don't think Ring of Honor cut to CM Punk on purpose like that quick. Now I'm not talking about all of the comments from everybody else, but I think that I don't think they knew they was gonna do that. I don't think they knew that that all of the talents in it was gonna do that. So they probably already had the CM Punk thing ready to go. So I'm not gonna say Ring of Honor purposely didn't want to show that. But as far as all of the comments about or the comparisons to the Nation and all this other stuff, come on, we don't all look alike. All right.
we
Not
don't.
every black person has the same gimmick in wrestling and everything. Like, we have different personalities, we are different people, we think differently. And just stop that. Knock it off. You know what I'm saying?
As
But
I
yeah, I don't.
always say, just jump in the ocean and breathe deep.
So Shane Taylor Promotions did the job in the opening match in a 6-man tag to the Righteous. The Righteous are now the last ROH six person. Oh wait, not six. Three
Trio,
man. What is it?
3
Trios.
something.
Yes, there you go.
It's
Trio.
trios.
Yes, trios. Tag team champions. Um, Miranda Alizé and the Allure of Angelina Love and Mandy Leon defeated the Hot Mess, Chelsea Green, and the Hex of Allison Kay and Marty Bell. Just running through this really quickly. There was a 10-man tag team match. PJ Black, who you guys will remember as Justin Gabriel in WWE. Flip Gordon, Brian, don't know his last name. Sorry, don't want to butcher it. Bear City Bruiser, who's been with the company a long time, and the world famous CB, which is Cheeseburger, who for a long time was my favorite professional wrestling name, Cheeseburger.
Somebody's
Verse,
hungry.
verse, there's a whole story behind it. If you guys don't know, it's a long story that I don't feel like explaining right now. But
You
anyway,
can
yeah,
tell me after the show.
yeah, I'll tell you later. But yeah, Cheeseburger. And they defeated LSG, Sledge, Maxton Paler. I don't know a lot of these people. I do know Will Ferrara was there, and
Took you
they
so
was
real
with
fair. I'm like, what?
yeah, yeah. Okay. Dragon Lee defeated Ray Horace in the opening match for the show. Rhett Titus defeated Dalton Castle, the former Ring of Honor World Champion. Silas Young, professional wrestling's last real man. That's what he calls himself. Joe Hendry, sorry. To become the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. It looks like Rhett Titus is going to be the last Ring of Honor World Champion. Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Josh Woods, who was just on AEW Dark this past week, defeated Brian Johnson by technical submission to become the last Ring of Honor pure champion. Easy for me to say. Jeez. Shane Taylor defeated Kenny King in a fight with our honor match, and if you guys did not see this match,
that was a good match.
Oh my god, it was
great. I did anything with STP in it. I don't care who. I'm watching it.
Yes. Great match. Go check it out. Roxy defeated Willow by pinfall for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. So Roxy will be the last Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
And I just want to say again, I really love Will Nightingale. I just do. I love her.
Yes. As do I. Okay. And as do my pops. Shout out to my pops. So we had Brody King, Homicide, and Tony Deppen and Rocky Romero versus EC3, Eli Aslam. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing some of these names. I don't know all of these talents. I'm sorry. Taylor Russ, who you would have seen on NXT, who's extremely talented, by the way. And Tracy Williams in an 8-man tag. The former won the match. Okay. For the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, we had the Briscoes versus OGK. Another great match here. And let's see what's going on here. Funny you mentioned Brody King. Is he all elite now?
We're gonna TBD.
Okay. Okay. Very fun match with the Briscoes, and they are now the last Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, and that's rightfully so. They defeated Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, who, if you remember, if you guys were watching back then, Adam Cole, baby, was also a part of that group, the Kingdom. But and it came out to Adam Cole's old music. I've got something for you. All right. So anyway, and in the main event, we had Jonathan Gresham versus Jay Lethal for the vacant Ring of Honor World Championship because Bandito could not defend his championship. I believe so. If you watched Dynamite last night, I would say he is. We'll get there.
That's why I said TBD.
Okay. Yes, Jonathan Gresham became the last Ring of Honor World Champion. Jordan Grace was out there, and a lot of other people came out to celebrate.
Very proud of him. Very proud of him. I have watched him previously, and I really like his work, and he's really, really good. So I'm glad he was able to do that.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting that exposure. Overall, did you watch the whole show, or did you just watch the matches you cared about?
I'm gonna be real. Very Cheryl Lynn got to be real. I only watched the matches that I cared about.
Okay. All right.
So
well, I watched the whole
STP matches, STP matches, anything with Will Nightingale, and I did watch Jonathan win the Ring of Honor Championship.
Did you check out the Briscoes match too? It was really good. Oh, how did I forget? After the Briscoes won the titles, the lights go out. FDR comes out there. There's this big brawl, and it looks like we're gonna get the Briscoes on Ring of Honor. We're gonna get the Briscoes on AEW television. Just take that out of the audio version. So I'm looking forward to that. It was a big brawl and everything like that. So yeah. I give Ring of Honor Final Battle 2021 a near fall. Thought it was a solid. I thought it was a solid show.
Based off the matches I watched, I'll give it a near fall as well.
Okay. Well, so 3 matches, V, but it's okay. We'll go.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
3 great matches.
Yeah, true. Okay.
What 4? No, 3. 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's go to
whatever.
Let's go to Monday Night Raw. Let's keep going here. As I try to hurry to get these results of the show. If you have it, you can start. If you don't, it's fine.
I'm gonna let you know that King
yes.
V, the 4th of his name. I was gonna say something really rude. Never mind. I tapped out. I'm not gonna lie.
There it is, right there. I tapped out. I had to like, wow.
You knew it was coming.
I did. I did.
Yeah, I just tapped out.
Is Raw that bad now that it's just like,
It's hard. Honestly, I try, and I mean I try, like try, but it's to the point where if it's not giving anything to me within I'll give it maybe a solid 2-3 matches or segments. If
okay,
it's not catching my attention, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna
okay.
find something else to watch.
So
Sorry.
I'm gonna start doing these shows with like just off of like memory. If I don't remember anything, that means it's bad, right? So okay, mark me down for disqualification. Okay, so for what I remember with Raw, it just nothing happened. I feel like I was watching 3 hours of just nothing because here's the thing, right? Um, they did 3 matches with Bobby Lashley, right? I like
Mhm.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
But it was all to determine whether or not he would be added to the triple threat match at day one. The triple threat match, as it stands right now, it's Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens, who's staying now. He just signed a new contract. So I guess congratulations to Kevin Owens for taking the money and supporting his family. Because
I
that's
mean,
really what he's
wherever
doing here.
if it's for the money, if it's happy, it doesn't matter as long as you as a talent are enjoying what you're doing, or if you're enjoying the paycheck, that's fine.
He's
I don't
enjoying the
care.
paycheck.
I
Owen
will say,
Owens. Well, Owen
I,
Owens is getting big, so he has to make sure that he's well paid. Yes, Owen Owens.
I
The
will say,
son.
I did only watch. Excuse me,
We're live, pal.
the real live pal hiccups. Hey, Bianca versus Piper Devin, because I'm not calling her D Drop.
Well, I was gonna get
Um,
there,
yeah,
but yeah,
that's
go
the only
ahead.
thing I cared about. Bianca beats Dewdrop. Piper Nevin.
I know.
With the 450 splash for the
Woo,
win.
beautiful.
I'm sure they're saving the KOD for a pay per view.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. She's been teasing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen.
Can she get her up for the KOD
Oh yeah, I
safely?
highly believe. I believe that highly.
Okay. Okay. I'm not saying she can't. I think she can.
Bianca's strong, and then Piper Nevin is just Piper Nevin is just good at what she does. I think they'll be able to work it out.
Okay. Um. So I watched that match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the match they had last week. I enjoy the stuff they're doing with Bianca. Like I get it that she's kind of like been de-pushed in a sense, but it's like I kind of expected this to happen because I think the end goal, like, because a lot of people remember you asked me last week on the show, all right, if not Liv, then who? And I said I think it's Bianca. I think that's who it winds up beating Becky, but we have to get there, right? So I think that everybody, this whole Becky thing will be made right. That anybody that has an issue with it, I think the reason that this happened in the first place is because Becky's already said her idea is Becky versus Bianca at WrestleMania. And then we
Mhm.
see what happens there. Does Bianca get a win back there? So, but she said that that's what her idea was. And I think that that's what Becky wants to do. I think she wants to put she wants to put Bianca over clean at WrestleMania. I think that's where we're going.
And
In order
really
to,
quick,
yeah, go
I'm
ahead, go ahead.
sorry, really quick. Going back to SmackDown. My bad, y'all.
Yeah,
Going back to SmackDown. The debut of Xia Li. This is actually something I did care about. The debut of Xia Li. During the match, it was supposed to be Naomi versus Sonya Deville,
yeah,
who looks absolutely amazing in that gear. Um, of course, Sonya had shenanigans, aka Shayna and Natalia, who I thought was on Raw. And sorry, she's
who
like
knows
on SmackDown.
anymore?
I mean, yeah. But of course they were gonna beat her up or whatever, and there was this entrance, this cool entrance actually. It's like this superhero like entrance for Xia Li, and I think it was really well done.
Yeah,
Production wise, it was just really good, and I'm ready to see Xia Li kick some people's heads off, literally.
yeah, okay. As long as it's
Good
not
night,
Aaliyah, she did that
good
already.
night, Moon. No, I mean, well,
Yeah. Oh no, I remember. Okay, real ones remember that NXT episode. She almost
Whew.
broke Leah's face. But
Midnight Moon.
yeah, no, it happened. Um,
It happened.
okay. What else? Okay, so yes, the Bianca Piper thing is going to continue, and WWE did file for the rights to Piper Nevin, so we might actually get her actual name back here.
Okay, because that do drop, that shit is awful. It's awful. So bad. So bad.
So Bobby Lashley did wind up beating everybody to get into
What?
the fatal four-way.
You okay?
Yeah, I had to remember because I know there was shenanigans in the last match, and I couldn't remember if Bobby actually got into the match or not. So, yeah. Overall, nothing happened. Like all of it was to get Bobby into the match when we knew that he was going to be in the match anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I'm not gonna give Raw a disqualification like Jonathan did. And I'm not gonna give it a I tapped out because I did watch the whole show.
I didn't.
I'll give it a 1 count. I'd
Okay.
rather just watch Battle Club reruns.
You're being
Honestly,
nice.
yeah. I'd rather just go to title match wrestling and watch all of the old Battle Club matches that's up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go to NXT here. He's still watching, by the way. So Joe. So go support Joe. All right. And everybody, and Ray. Okay, Ray doesn't get enough credit for everything that he does. And Janelle, hi Janelle. All right, let's go to NXT 2.0. Is there anything specific on that show that you want to talk about?
No.
The whole show.
No.
Okay. Braun Baker versus Roderick Strong in the main event. Braun gets a win. Grayson Waller has heat with the locker room. He's not allowed in there. Not allowed in here, pal. They're kind of giving him the Miz treatment from like 06. So he got a change in the.
And those people that gave him that treatment, where is one of them now? Oh.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. I see where we're going here.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot okay, so that happened on Raw as well. The Miz and Edge stuff, and Miz almost got Maurice spared, and yeah. So now they're doing this like tease.
God, if you didn't understand that context. Ooh, context, pal.
Man.
We're live.
We are live. Well, another man was about to spare his wife, and he just
all right. That is enough. Anyway. No, but yeah, NXT.
I like how you just try to go back to NXT. Yeah,
I am. NXT next. I'm trying to figure out. I'm really trying to figure out. I know where they're trying to go with it. It's not that I'm turning on NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's I agree when people said NXT lost the magic, because the magic died, baby.
Yeah.
The magic passed away, baby. Yeah. I'm still gonna give NXT 2.0 a chance. There are people there that I like, Trick Williams and Carmelo. Let's say Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, that's the one.
That
other one was the one. That's
sorry about it.
Even though when he shoots, he don't miss.
There's that. But maybe because I want more from NXT 2.0, I will say Ivy. What's the one? Ivy Nile.
Yes,
she's very impressive. She's very impressive.
I agree.
But
I
do.
Comment, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He expects Beth Phoenix to affair. Affair? What is affair?
Affair. That's not it.
Is that a word?
I don't know. You don't look it up afterwards.
Let's try this again.
Okay.
He expects Beth Phoenix to appear soon, seeing that she's not on the NXT commentary team no more. So
I see that. Yeah. I see that. And you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't mind seeing Beth and Maurice again.
Yeah.
People forget that Maurice is a black belt, like a legitimate battle. Like she can kick your ass if she wanted to. She's
Yeah.
not just a pretty face. So
She is pretty.
hopefully,
Yes.
she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll be able to actually let her wrestle, like actually let
Mhm.
her go, because
Yeah.
in the beginning she was doing some work.
Yeah.
And then, I think there was an injury and there was a little bit of regression there. And, understand sometimes with injuries, you have to be careful.
Yeah.
And then then it was a stop of wrestling. But I'm excited to see that because her and Beth did work well together. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen there. Interested.
Yeah.
Does that mean that my
I
interest will stay? No. But I am interested.
They never worked. Back when
They
Maurice
have.
was like, yeah,
They
okay.
have.
So they know each other. It should be good, you know.
Yeah.
They are both mothers now, and it's they're older. So
Mhm.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But we know Beth can still go.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what Maurice can do. I think the last time Maurice worked a match was that match against Cena and Nikki, right? A couple of years ago. So it's been a
Mhm.
while. And
Mhm.
that was the match where John proposed to Nikki.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was NXT 2.0, even though we hardly talked about NXT.
No, I really didn't care.
Tony D'Angelo, he wrestled, and then
I do like him. I do
I
like
do
Tony
too.
D'Angelo.
He got a
I do.
win over Chase U. That's not his name, but Andre Chase.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of anything else really happened. Tiffany still hasn't debuted.
Don't care.
Um, okay. All right, what do you give NXT 2.0?
One count. 1.0.
Wow, a one count for 2.0?
Yep, 1.0 for 2.0.
Wow, whoa. That might be. Is that a first time that you gave NXT a one count?
Yes.
Whew. Mark it down, people. Okay. I'm not gonna be that harsh. I'll give it a 2 count.
Okay.
I didn't think it was a. I think it was a bad show. It was just wrestling. It was just like, all right, some wrestling on, you know. Plus E, like, ooh, wrong name. Plus LA Knight was on there as well, you know. So, yeah. And anytime I get to hear LA Knight go, yeah, and call people and say, yeah, let me talk to you, and do all of the stuff that he was doing in TNA, it bumps it up for me. 1.5 for John.
No, 1.5. Before we get to AEW, I was going to say AEW 2.0. Jesus,
Not that
take the
one.
wheel.
I know it's been
Before we get to AEW, I want to go ahead and send some praise over to Lash Legend, who had her debut on 205 Live versus Amari Miller. She looked very, very, very impressive. I'm very happy for it. I think I said this about Bianca,
Mhm.
and I'm going to say this about Lash Legend. She has all the makings to be a star.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw the match. It was,
I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it on my Peacock.
I mean, it's on the cock, and you have to look at it. But
We are three.
we are fucking 3 years old.
Yeah.
No, but Lash Legend has an impressive move set,
Okay.
and I'm really excited to see what she can do. Really quick, once again, here y'all go. Comparing black women together. Um, Black women that express themselves, maybe with a stereotypical attitude, or they're just being themselves, doesn't mean they are copying off of each other.
Mhm.
What is with y'all in the obsession of tearing down black women? Black female wrestlers. I am tired of it. I already went on the whole diatribe last week of how y'all can just jump in the ocean, breathe deep, and then inhale,
Yeah.
and then exhale and inhale again.
Wow.
Um, drown. But it
Um,
Lash Legend and Bianca gimmick wise are not even close.
No.
Not close to Naomi, not close to Sasha, not close to Mia Yim or any of the black female wrestlers you can think of.
Right.
Please. And I also want to give some praise to Amari Miller. I believe it's Amari or Amani. I'm so sorry, hon. Um, she is another one who I see big things for. She studied.
I agree, Jonathan.
She studied, and I know a lot of y'all gonna get mad when I say this, but she studied the legendary. Let's not play with her. The
Mhm.
legendary Alicia Fox. I know how people feel about her, but
How does people
Amari
feel?
Miller, she Alicia Fox is her favorite wrestler, and that's the reason why she got into wrestling.
Mhm.
And people try to downplay Alicia because of the era that she came in on, but Alicia has been in the ring with the best of them, with the
Yeah.
best of the best, and she's kept up with the best of the best. She has one of the best Northern Lights suplexes in the
Yes.
business.
Yes.
Male, female, non-binary. I don't care how you identify. You're not gonna do a Northern Light suplex better than Alicia Fox. And it is just crazy how you neck bearded smarks decide to erase that because of the time and era that she came in on. You know, she is the first, last, and only Black Divas champion, which, you know, Naomi should have been in that number, but that's another gripe for another day. And and it's just her contributions should not be erased at all, and I'm tired of it. And that was my little bit of Alicia Fox appreciation. But Amari Miller, she has a bright future.
Mhm.
These women have a bright future, both Amari and Lash Legend. So I'm excited
I
to see what they can do next.
I agree. I can't say anything more to that. I agree. And Jonathan said extremely underrated. I agree. She would kill an AEW right now. Who's she? Pronouns, pal.
You know,
Alicia Fox is who we're talking about.
so the
Yeah.
problem with that is that she's not a white woman, nor she. So
Yay!
I don't think. You
Hey.
know, the problem is that she's not
Mhm.
white, and you know the only women that you really see, and yes, Nyla Rose is black. So one, one, one.
Order now.
Okay, one, just one. You know, where's Kiera Hogan?
I can answer that.
No, 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 no.
Okay, all
Where's
right, all
Kiera?
right.
No, I want somebody at AEW to answer this question. Where's Kiera Hogan?
Wrestling on NWA Power. Jonathan says I
And
would
doing
love to
very well,
see.
but
Yes.
where is Kiera Hogan on AEW? And I'm not talking about Dark. No, I'm talking about the main show. Where's Kiera Hogan?
Well, last time she was on the main show, she was doing the job to Penelope Ford. Yeah, that
Of
happened.
all people.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll read Jonathan's comment while yeah. So Jonathan says I would love to see Alicia Fox and Jade Cargill in an AEW ring, right?
I
Yeah,
would too. You know, Alicia Fox, Red Velvet, make it a tag team.
there you go. Stir, stir. Is
Like,
wait,
where's Red Velvet?
wait a minute. Is she injured?
I'm not sure.
Because the last time I saw, no, I don't think she is. Because she wrestled after that scary moonsault that she attempted on. I think it was on a dark. It was bad. But I'm glad that she was okay. Because I think she worked after that. But they've been like protecting her. So I think that's one of the reasons that she hasn't been on lately. They've been kind of protecting her. What was I gonna say? Is Alicia Fox interested in wrestling again? No, I don't know if she wants to wrestle anymore.
I don't. You know what? That's completely up to her. I like I said, I am a fan. So whatever she decides to do, whether it's wrestling or producing or what, if she doesn't want to be in a wrestling ring anymore, that's completely up to her.
Yeah,
And I continue. I always gonna hope for the best for her.
yeah, yeah. Same. Let's get into AEW so we can get up out of here.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we gave you guys 2 hours tonight almost. You know, what I mean,
Again.
I know again, I know we missed
Again.
a couple of weeks, but we're here. Okay. But make sure that you guys listen to these shows because I don't know how many more we're gonna have this year. December's here, Christmas is next week, and I'm gonna tell you right now. we ain't on next week. All right, like so. Yeah, enjoy this.
You'll get a cute little pre-recorded show.
Yeah, we'll have something for you guys, but we
We're
won't
gonna
be
be
live.
real.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I think we can tell them what it is before we get into AEW. We already released the top 10 male wrestlers in our opinion. Next time it will be the top 10 female wrestlers. So we'll give you guys that probably next week. Just stay tuned to the social media for that. Match of the year, no need to talk about it. Okay, well let's get right to it.
Let's get into it.
Bryan Danielson
Shit.
versus Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. It opened the show, and I'm like, this is interesting. I will say this, and I will let V get into this. But I will say this. I knew something was up when Taz started. Anytime he started hearing times, okay, because Taz first he said, we're like over 20 minutes already. We're over like 30 minutes. I'm like, they're gonna do a 60-minute draw. I knew, I was like, they're gonna go 60 minutes, and it was the first 60-minute draw in AEW history, and I think they did it with the right two people here. This match had everything you like. It had brawling, it had technical wrestling, it had Bryan just being the American Dragon heel that we all have grown to know and love. And love to hate. Bryan was really pulling out all of the stuff. He pulled out the I have till 5 referee. He pulled out the whoa surfboard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I loved it. I thought this match was great. It protected Adam Page because he didn't have to do. Because remember, I had said, is it really out of the realm of possibility for Adam Page to lose the title here to Bryan Danielson? What way to get him some heat? Him being Bryan Danielson, than to have him beat Adam Page in Adam Page's first title defense. And all you people, I'm looking at the camera, and told me that was the wrong thinking. It might have been, but Bryan didn't lose the match. They went to a draw. Okay, so Hangman didn't beat him. He didn't beat Hangman, and it looks like now we have another match coming up here between Hangman and Bryan Danielson. What do you do now? You won an hour. What do you do now? V, I'll let you take it away here.
Shit. Wow. I don't even know. I will say, okay, so I'm gonna talk about the things, of course, because I'm the Daria of the show. I agree. It was too many commercial breaks, and I was just like, all right, you guys. At least if the first hour would, like Jonathan said, if the first hour would have went commercial free, I would have been not as irritated. And the only reason why I was irritated with the match because it kept going to a commercial break. So I felt like I was gonna miss something, even when it goes picture in picture. I can't fucking see. Yeah. So it's just I don't have mine on. And it's like there's only but so much I can look at. I can't squint but so far. Yeah. But the match itself was just really good. Match of the year. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree.
Okay.
I think that was the best match that I've seen all year.
Okay.
So the result, like you said, once they started doing times, I'm like, okay, they're going to a draw with this.
Because Taz kept saying it, and I was like, draw.
But my question is, okay, we went 60 minutes. Okay, so what are we gonna do next? Okay, and who's gonna win? And I don't think Adam Page should said Adam Cole, but Adam Page should drop the title on his second defense. I mean, it has happened before to wrestlers, but I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about another 60-minute match. All right, so Jonathan said if I was a booker, I would duplicate Brett Sean from WrestleMania 12. Another 60 minutes with sudden death. I don't know if you got to do another 60-minute match.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. I would have to be.
I think one is fine.
Influenced.
Yeah,
I would have to be influenced.
Yeah. But I mean, I could see the next match going over 30 minutes. I could definitely see them doing like maybe 35, 40 minutes on the next match. Just because they couldn't get it done in the 60 minutes. So,
Or if they do a 60-minute, whoa, hey, let's try it again.
yeah, we'll take
Real
it out of
life
the audio
pal.
version. Don't worry.
Real life pal. If they do another 60-minute match, uh, would they even call it an Iron Man? I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
at
I
this
think.
point.
Yeah, I don't think
At this
WWE
point,
has copyrights over Iron Man.
I think at this point it should be a stip match. Only because if they I can't see them doing another 60 then end of the draw or sudden death. I think that would be not even predictable. I think that would tire the fans out. Even though, it was a good back and forth match, I think that there would be some fatigue there.
Yeah, of course.
So I think they should do something different.
All right, so I'm gonna read Jonathan's comment, and I agree with you, V. He said 30-minute Iron Man match. The only issue I have with that is the psychology problem. Like it's okay, psychology wise, right? You guys couldn't get it done in 60 minutes.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a 30-minute Iron Man match now. Like it was the same issue I had with Rollins versus Ziggler from a few years ago. If you guys remember, Rollins and Ziggler wrestled, I think, like over 30 minutes on Raw. And then they did a 30-minute match. I think it was an Iron Man match where they had like 6 pinfalls between the two of them or whatever, like when you add everything up in less than 30 minutes. Make it make sense. So they couldn't beat each other the first time in 30 minutes, but now there's 5 or 6 pinfalls within a 30-minute time period. It just psychology wise is off to me. So I don't know about like doing a 30-minute Iron Man match, unless you only have one fall there. Like, and that only fall is the fall that determines the winner of the match. You can't do multiple pinfalls within that 30 minutes because it just throws off. Then wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense, but I can see them doing a 30-minute match or whatever. Hold up. V is right. There's got to be some kind of step. Yeah, I agree with that. And Jonathan also said, or they might stack the deck against Hangman and make it a submission match or something like that. Yeah, I could see something like that. If Brian is gonna be the heel that we know he's gonna be, he's gonna push for a submission match because Hangman is not really well versed in submissions. So if I'm Brian, nah, Hangman, you didn't beat me, and now I want a submission match. Let's see who the better man really is. Who can make another man say I give up or I tap out or whatever Brian, whatever verbiage Brian can say to get Hangman to accept. Yeah. So great match. If you guys didn't see it, you guys didn't check it out, check it out. Match of the year, possibly. I don't know. Possibly.
TBD.
I mean, Lucha Bros versus Young Bucks in a steel cage was off the charts amazing as well. So I don't know that one. That's tough. There was a lot of good matches this year, especially from like the AEW side of things. Yeah, we'll see. Let's just keep poll on. Jonathan said, yeah, Brian will say, I'm not signing a contract unless you agree to submission only. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. That's a great idea. What else happened on the show? Because I full disclosure, I fell asleep after the Brian Page match. I know there was a Dynamite ring match.
MJF won that one. Duh.
Okay, so this was the sign since we're talking about this dickhead. All right, here it is. And this is from this is from Nina Friedman, MJF's mom. I found his mother, and as you can see, the last time our son wasn't an asshole, and it was when he was a baby. So
I'm so weak. She blew up that picture.
And yeah, she put it on a sign and she was carrying it around the arena. Like no lie. Me and my pops was right next to her when she had the sign. Oh,
oh yeah, it was MJF versus Dante Martin. Actually, that match was actually pretty good. Dante Martin is
check it out after we're done here.
Dante Martin is insane.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
There was also Serena Deeb versus Sheeta. That one was pretty good. Let's be real. Serena Deeb is one of the best currently,
Right.
and her and Sheeta put on a really good match. I believe Sheeta got the win, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Sheeta got the win on that. And
I think
I'm
that was
trying to
it.
think. There was an ending segment.
Oh, okay.
Um, I
Yeah,
ending.
she
It was an ending. What was the ending segment? Some dude
Brody
I
King.
forgot. Oh, we're not gonna no, not Brody King. That I think that was teased during a Malachi Black package.
Okay, I have to check it out.
Um, it it was an
Is
ending
Julie
segment with
okay after she had the black stuff spit in her face?
I don't know.
Okay,
Okay, wow, moving
isn't she used to it? All
on.
right, all
I'm
right.
just
So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move.
I'm see you see how I fought it. No, but there was an ending segment, end of the show, and I really forgot what it was. The lights went dark, but people thought that the man formerly known as Bray Wyatt was going to show up, and were promptly disappointed when the lights went off and it wasn't him.
Oh,
And it was Sting and Darby Allin,
mm.
and they attacked FTR. Thank you. They attacked FTR and MJF, and of course, CM Punk came out and they took a powder,
Yeah.
and I think that was the end of the show. I think.
Yep. What do you give the show? I can't rate the rest of the show. I'll give the match a 3 count. But the Brian and Paige match a 3 count. What do you think about the rest of the show?
I did watch the whole show, so I'm just trying to think. I'm gonna be real. The Brian match, the
Yeah.
the Brian match did save the actual score that I am giving AEW. So I'm gonna give it a near fall.
Okay. Okay. And no, it wasn't for nothing. It wasn't for nothing. Jonathan said all this damn typing for nothing. No, it's not for nothing. We're reading it as we go. Like we're reading it as we go. You're definitely helping us out, and we really appreciate you helping us out each and every week. You've been helping us out. So, we'll get you on probably. You know what? When we do, wait, hold on. Not gonna lie, tired of seeing Ricky Starks on my TV without wrestling. Ricky Starks is great.
Oh yeah.
But we'll get you on. We'll talk about that off air. But yeah, I'll give the match a 3 count. I have to watch the rest of the show. So
Yeah.
And that was this week in wrestling.
Honestly.
Okay.
Whew. That second half was a
Yeah.
chore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, full disclosure, like we mentioned earlier, we won't be on live next week. We will give you guys content of some sort. We won't be on next time, but near fall for the show, says Jonathan. We'll have the 10 best female wrestlers in our opinion.
In our opinion.
Yeah. That'll be next week. And
Ooh,
then
because baby, the people were mad about my choices.
I think it was one choice in particular, but I'll well
Like I said, 2 weeks. Like I said, when that shit came on, you can have all your racist Hulk Hogan's,
all right, guys.
all of
So
your, you can have all of your murderous Superfly, and you can
wow,
have
whoa.
all of your creepy flares
I mean,
on
it's
your
the
list.
woo.
That is
Whoa.
your list. That is your list. As for
Whoa.
me, my household and my list, I could put
Yeah.
whoever the fuck I want to put on there.
I hear you. I hear you. So we will have one more show before the year ends that
Yes.
will be live, but next
Yes.
week we're spend time
Yeah.
with your families if you are able to do that. I don't know anybody's situation, but if you're able to do that, if you even want to do that, spend time with I'm being honest here. Spend time with the people that you care about if you're able to do
Leaving
so.
that alone.
And and take care. And make sure that you get at the show at Go for the Pin Show on Twitter, and on Instagram it's at Go for the Pin _show. Yeah. You can get at me at DJ Mikey Q on Twitter. On Instagram, it's Mike. B, pull it together. B, not B. It's Mike underscore. Oh my god. I was trying to keep going, and it just
Yep.
like, all right,
I'm good.
Mike underscore EQ on
Mhm.
Instagram. Also make sure you check out Battle Club at Battle Club Pro on both Instagram and Twitter, and
Yes.
check out Joakim's page at Joakim Morales on Twitter and on Instagram. V, where can they find you at?
Yes. Hold on, real quick. I don't like how y'all struggle with social tag. Okay, let's keep it real. Okay, I don't struggle with tags.
There's been a couple of
It's
times.
not me.
There's been a couple of times.
It it is not me. Mostly it's been you, nigga. Anyway, you can find me.
Yeah, where can they find you?
Okay, this tells you we're tired. Okay, you can find me at King V underscore the ruler on Instagram and
Where?
Bitch. I'm gonna knock your ass out. And underscore watch my throne on Twitter.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, guys, we're getting out of here.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
that watched, everybody that's listening on demand, thank you guys. And Joakim, thank you again. Battle Club Pro, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys next time on Go for the Pin. Everybody, have a good night. Peace.